Hi everyone, nice to meet you all.
In the heart of ancient Egypt, where the Nile River flowed gracefully and pyramids touched the sky, there ruled a pharaoh named Ramses. Ramses was known for his wisdom and kindness, but he had a secret fear. Despite his power, he was afraid of the dark. This fear troubled him deeply, as he felt that a pharaoh should be fearless. One day, a grand festival was planned to celebrate the harvest. The people of Egypt were excited, and preparations were underway. The main event was to take place inside a grand pyramid, where a sacred ceremony would be held. The inside of the pyramid was dark, lit only by a few torches. Ramses knew he would have to enter the dark pyramid to lead the ceremony, and his fear grew stronger. As the day of the festival approached, Ramses confided in his trusted advisor, an old and wise scribe named Thutmose. "Thutmose, I have a confession," Ramses began. "I am afraid of the dark, and I don't know how I can enter the pyramid and lead the ceremony." Thutmose listened carefully, and then spoke gently. "Great Pharaoh, even the bravest of us have fears. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the strength to face it. There is a story from my youth that might help you." Curious, Ramses asked Thutmose to tell the story. Thutmose began, "Many years ago, when I was a young boy, I lived in a small village by the Nile. Our village was often troubled by a fierce lion that would come at night and take our livestock. One day, I decided to face the lion. I was scared, but I knew it was the right thing to do. I waited in the dark, my heart pounding. When the lion came, I stood my ground, using a torch to scare it away. The lion never returned, and the village was safe. I learned that night that facing our fears gives us the strength to overcome them." Inspired by Thutmose's story, Ramses decided to face his fear. He knew he had to lead his people with courage. On the night of the festival, as the moon rose high in the sky, Ramses approached the pyramid. The people of Egypt gathered around, cheering and celebrating. Ramses took a deep breath and stepped into the dark entrance of the pyramid, torches flickering along the walls. The inside of the pyramid was cold and silent. Shadows danced on the walls, and Ramses's heart raced. But he remembered Thutmose's words and pressed on. As he walked deeper into the pyramid, he saw a faint light ahead. It was the sacred chamber where the ceremony would take place. When Ramses entered the chamber, the priests and attendees welcomed him with open arms. The ceremony began, and Ramses led it with grace and strength. His fear of the dark slowly faded as he focused on his duty and the love of his people. By the time the ceremony ended, Ramses felt a newfound sense of courage and confidence. As Ramses exited the pyramid, the crowd erupted in applause. They marveled at their pharaoh's bravery and leadership. Ramses stood before his people, no longer afraid of the dark, but filled with pride and determination. He knew that he could face any challenge that came his way. From that day on, Ramses was not only known as a wise and kind pharaoh, but also as a courageous leader who overcame his fears. He inspired his people to face their own fears and challenges, reminding them that true courage comes from within. Years later, Ramses would tell his own story to his children and grandchildren, teaching them the same lesson he had learned from Thutmose. And so, the tale of the courageous pharaoh lived on, a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations to come. Moral of the story: true courage is not the absence of fear, but the strength to face it. By confronting our fears, we discover the power within us to overcome any challenge.